Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made the rhinestone design on this t-shirt. The rhinestone cutting file is available in my Apple Lover 53 website, and then you just need the rhinestone media, which I also sell, and I sell the SS10 rhinestones as well, but I'll explain all as we go along. So if you're interested in seeing how I did this, keep watching. Okay. So what you're going to need the rhinestone cutting media and the hot fix rhinestone transfer tape, which I sell in a kit. So you get 3 sheets of the black flock, which are 12 by about 12.5, but I've just put 12 by 12 on the website. And you get 2 sheets of 12 by 12, again, maybe slightly bigger, of the hot fix rhinestone transfer media. So that's in your kit. That's available on my website that you can see here on the screen, applelover53.co.uk. Go to machines and accessories, and then it should be on the screen. If not, in the filter box, I think it says rhinestone. Click on rhinestone and you'll find it. So you need that. That's the main thing. You need some kind of, these are like an edge paint pad for doing painting. You can get these on Amazon. I've got one linked in my Amazon favourites, which again, if you go to my website that's here on the screen at the top of the page, you'll see Amazon favourites. Go to the craft section and you'll find that. I've used a lint roller just to roll over the t-shirt, and then you need something that you're going to apply your hot fix rhinestones onto. Now I'm using a pink t-shirt. I've pre-pressed it because when you're using rhinestones or vinyl, you should always pre-press. So I've pre-pressed it to get any moisture or anything out, and then I've folded my t-shirt in half and I've pressed a line so I can see the centre. You don't need the rhinestone ScanNCut kit. I've made the design for you. So the design I'm going to use today, you can purchase again here on my Apple Lover 53 website. Go to the cutting file page. On the left it says filter. You can click on rhinestones and you'll see all the designs. I've got lots of designs now available that you can buy. So once you've bought this rhinestone flock from me that includes your transfer tape, you can cut your own designs. You can cut these on a CM model, a DX model or an SDX model, and then you just need some rhinestones. Again, I'm going to be selling these in packs. So this design I'm making today, I think only takes about 145 rhinestones, and I'm going to be selling these in packs. So you'll be able to make loads. These are SS10 hot fix rhinestones. So loaded onto my ScanNCut mat, I've got my flock, and I'm going to retrieve my design, and you're going to see me cut it, and then I'm going to apply it onto the t-shirt and you'll see the finished project. So I'm going to go to retrieve data from Canvas because that's where I sent the design over from. Here's my design on screen. I'm going to do a background scan and press start. As I say, I've already got the black rhinestone media on my mat. I've got it taped in 4 corners with some washi tape, only for the simple reason that this is a very old mat and it might not be as sticky as it should be. And I'm cutting the flock with the black side up. So now, I'm not sure how well you'll see this, but here's my design on screen. Now I've left the paw print grouped and the heart grouped separately, so that if you wanted to cut this in 2 different colours, I'm going to cut mine all in clear. But let's say for instance you wanted to cut the heart in clear and you wanted to, you know, cut the paw print in black rhinestones or something like that, you can do. But I'm just going to go edit, object edit, select everything and say OK, object edit and group, and just group them together so that I can move this as one group, as I said, because I'm cutting it all in clear stones. And my washi tape has just come off there, so I don't like using tape on my mat, you know, just in case it does come off and get stuck inside the machine. I really should just open up a new mat. I mean, I do actually sell mats and blades now, so I've got no excuse really, so maybe I'll have to crack one open. So I'm going to say OK, 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 select and cut. And then before I cut, I'm going to make sure that I've got half cut on the machine. Now I've got half cut on the machine, which is what you do. It's called a kiss cut. And this is what you do if you want to cut something but not cut all the way through to the backing. So this is the same as you would do for vinyl. But even though I've got half cut on, I find that with rhinestone media in particular, it's better if you do 2 cuts. So half cut, but cut twice. So now I'm going to press start and let this cut. So I'll just let that cut and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's finished. So I'm going to unload the mat. Now the only reason I didn't leave the camera running all that time was because, to be perfectly honest, the battery's low and I wanted to just plug it in. I'm not sure how well you're going to see this, but I can actually see the heart and the paw print. So I'm going to peel away the washi tape. As I say, I don't like using washi tape, although I do use it from time to time. Because I'm always just a bit concerned that, you know, it might just get caught up in the machine. So I'm going to peel this away from the mat. And then I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut around the flock, because this extra flock I can use on another design. You know, any little designs that you want to make, you can use. So I'm just going to rub over the design and peel the flock away. Just trying to grab a corner so I can lift it up. Now the way I like to do mine is rip it off quickly. So like so, and that way you generally don't get many bits of flock that don't come out. You know, doing it, pulling it off quickly like that, they tend to all come away nice and easily. But I've just got a couple. I'm just going to pop them out, pick them up with my tweezers. Usually when you do it like that, they all come away. So I'm just going to look at this now and see if I can see any. Just another one there. They cut through. It's just, you know, maybe I just didn't burnish hard enough. Okay, so I think that's everything. So this is the way I'm going to do this today is I'm going to stick this to my tabletop or to my mat, if you like. So just to show you that you don't need really any special equipment. Usually, you know, in the past you'll have seen me use the ScanNCut kit, but it's not necessary. You know, the kit comes with a board that you can stick this design to brush your stones in, but it's just a flat board. But it comes with the kit because it gives you access to pre-made designs. I'm making all the ScanNCut designs for you, so you know, buy a design from my shop, buy this flock and transfer tape from me, and that's it. That's all you need. I think I've just got one more there that I just need to push out. So I'm going to stick this down to my table and just double checking that I've got everything out. So this sheet now, you just need to scrape off the little black circles, get them all together and throw them away. Just scrape them off. They'll come off literally like this in one go. They all stick together because obviously they're sticky. And then just scrape them into your bin. Just watch you don't get them. You'll end up stuck, you know, they'll be stuck to you and all sorts of things. Just watch you don't get any stray ones that you pick up again and they get back on your design. I think I'm free from all this. So this I would keep. Once I've used this, I would stick this back on here. Let's get the rhinestones. So the way you do this now is you just pour all your rhinestones on. And the more you pour on, the easier it is for them to brush in. So then you just take your little brush and you just go in circular motions and just scoop them into the holes. You may have to place, you know, an odd one by hand. You know, some might just go in upside down, but that's just the nature of using rhinestones. And if you see a space, just push some more stones in there and use your little edge brush. And when you think you might have got them, just gently brush your stones out of the way to one side, because obviously they're going to go back in your container. You don't want to be picking them up with your transfer tape, so I'm just going to put them all there. I've just got a couple of stones that have gone underneath, so I'm just going to bring them out of the way. And then if you've got a Stampin' Up! Take Your Pick tool, you could use the putty end, or you need a little wax pickup tool. Again, these are listed in my Amazon favourites. So I'm just going to pick a stone up and then just pop it in where I see some holes. I mean, the majority of the time you'll get most of your stones dropping into the holes, but sometimes you don't, and it's a lot easier to just put, you know, an odd one or two or so into the spaces than be doing this the old-fashioned way, which would be make a template and then put them all in by hand. I can see that I've got one upside down there, so I'm going to take that one out and that one. And then I'm just going to pick one up that's the right way up and just pop it in. And then I'm going to try and have a good look at this now without getting my head in the camera, just to make sure that I've got all the holes filled. So I'm just looking carefully to make sure that I've got everything where I want it to be. And if you put your sticky flock on a flat surface, then, you know, you're going to be fine. Your stones are going to drop into your holes and they're going to stay there in the little channels. I think they all look okay. So I'm just going to scoop my rhinestones off to the side, and then I can pop them back in my container when I've finished. As I say, just check and double check and triple check that you've got all your stones the right way up in your holes. So what I need now is a piece of my transfer tape. So I'm going to cut a piece of transfer tape that's the same width as my flock. Because your hot fix transfer tape you can use over and over again. You know, you don't throw this away once you've used it. So cut it the same size as your flock, and then you've got your transfer tape to go with your design the next time you want to recreate it. So I'm going to peel the sticky away from the backing, and then I'm going to position it over the top, kind of slightly bending it in the middle. And you've got to commit to this. You can't put it down and then lift it up. You've literally got to commit to it. So down it goes. Now, some of my stones moved, but I'm just going to position this all down. And if you make your sticky just slightly bigger than your template, it will stick to the surface, which helps. And then what you can do, you can push the rhinestones with your finger if anything moves, because they tend to, sometimes they can jump up. It's a bit like static. Let me just move my scissors out of the way. So I'm just going to brush over gently now, just with my edge brush. See, I can see they've kind of just moved a little bit, but you can kind of hear them pop back into the... And then just go round with your finger. Make sure everything's where it should be. And as I say, if you just make your flock just ever so slightly, it only has to be about 1/4 or 1/2 inch bigger, it will stick to your surface, and that does help. So that looks okay. So now I'm going to try and grab a corner and start to peel this back. And all the stones should come up from the flock on your hot fix transfer tape. And if you see one that doesn't, just go back and press it down. Just do this ever so slowly. I kind of hold on a spare corner somewhere so the sticky doesn't move, so that I can check that I've got everything. So it looks as though I've got everything there. So all the hot fix rhinestones are now attached to this sticky sheet. So again, if you were selling, you know, if you make your rhinestone designs up and you want to sell them, just put them back onto the transfer sheet and you could sell that as a design. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to bring in the backing that was for the flock, put this back on here, and that's my template to use over and over again. And that's my transfer tape. So once I've ironed this onto my t-shirt, in my case, this heat transfer vinyl can be used again. So I'm just going to move a few things out of the way, get rid of all these stones, and then I'm going to bring the t-shirt in and show you how I'm going to iron the design onto my t-shirt. A wooden board just to protect my cutting mat so it doesn't warp. I've got my Cricut Easy Press pad. I've already pre-ironed my t-shirt and I folded it in half and put a crease down the middle. So now I'm going to position the top of my design, so the highest point of my design, I want to be about 4 inches down. So I'm going to bring my design in, peel it back off the transfer tape, and I've got a middle point on my heart, which is going to line up with the middle point where I've pressed. And I want this design to be about 4 inches down, something like that. So I'm going to position it like so, move my ruler, and just make sure, hopefully, that it is I'm just going to pick it up and have a look at it. Yeah, it looks fine. So that's on there now. So the rhinestones need to be heated at 350 degrees for 12 seconds. I've already got my Cricut Easy Press heating up, and you can heat straight on top of this plastic. But if you're nervous about doing that, you could put a piece of copy paper or parchment paper or something like that on the top. So I'm going to place it directly over the design and press the C, put light pressure or medium pressure and let that count down for 12 seconds, and then I'm going to have a look at it and see if it's all adhered. And if you're using things like a pink or maybe a purple or a red, you will find that with the heat your t-shirt will discolour, but once it cools down the colour will come back to normal. So I'm going to start to peel and just make sure that everything comes away. Again, if you see a stone that comes up with your transfer tape, just put your transfer tape back down. And it's a hot or a warm peel this, so you can literally peel it off straight away. Again, I'm going to put the transfer sheet back on there so I can use that again. That all looks fine. I'm going to put the parchment paper back over it, and I'm going to give it another 12 seconds. I don't think you need to, but that's what I'm going to do. And then you should be good to wash this in your normal washing machine. I wouldn't put it in with, you know, like your jeans and stuff like that that can knock the stones off, but they will machine wash. Let me just get rid of this. If you're bothered about them, you could put them in like a delicates bag or something like that. But with rhinestone designs, I've got t-shirts with rhinestones on that I made years ago. I've got a Christmas one that's got a Christmas tree on it. I bring it out every Christmas, wash it, put it away, and the stones are still intact. So that's the design. So my little heart with my paw print, they're all on there. They're not going anywhere. This darker colour, as I say, will come back to being pink once this cools down. So just to recap, if you buy my rhinestone cutting media kit, you can buy this cutting file in my ScanNCut cutting file shop. There are lots of others as well. I'm going to be doing another one. I've got another one planned that's going to be rhinestones and vinyl. So I'm going to be doing heat transfer vinyl and rhinestones in a design. But for now, this is just all rhinestones. So you need the rhinestone media kit, which you can get, as I say, from my website, which you can see here on screen. The only other things that you really need are a little wax pickup tool and one of these edge brushes. Both of these are listed in my Amazon favourites. Again, there's a link to that at my Apple Lover 53 shop. I will be selling some like small packs of rhinestones as well. You can use an iron. You don't need a Cricut Easy Press. You could use an iron to put these on. You've got your heat transfer tape to use over and over again, so you could crank these out for all the members of your family. And that's it, it's all done. So that's my project for today. I hope you can see the sparkle on the design. They really are lovely. I'll try and get a better picture of it for the thumbnail and the YouTube video. But anyway, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.